Time for a look at the French newspapers now. Dipty is with us here on set. Starting with a bit of a change, we're going to talk about the Socialist Party candidate, Benoit Hamon, in the elections, who's not received as much publicity, obviously, as some of his rivals, but he's been unveiling his electoral programme. He's going to make a big speech later, isn't he?
Finally, he's unveiled it. That's what Le Parisien says on its front page. Benoit Hamon has addressed issues like unemployment, education and terrorism, Stuart. For Le Parisien, it's an ambitious and generous program that rejects austerity. The Socialist Party candidate wants to repeal controversial labor laws, establish a basic universal revenue for everyone, which will be financed, he says, in part by taxing bank profits. He also wants to hire more primary school teachers and support French-made businesses. For Le Parisien, it's very much a left-wing program, and unfortunately, Hamon still remains in the shadow of Emmanuel Macron. If you look at this cartoon by Ranson, you see Macron on a big cruise liner, complete with elephants there, representing the heavyweights of the Socialist Party who have rallied behind him, and he's challenging Benoit Hamon, who's in a canoe, to a race. Clearly, for Le Parisien, it's Benoit Hamon who's at a disadvantage in these elections.
Yeah, unlikely to be a turtle and the hare situation, but you never know, I suppose. I mean, the rather chaotic electoral campaign is Libération wondering if electors may choose the strategic vote instead here.
Well, Libé calls it the useful vote. And this is the dilemma that the French left are facing right now. Should they vote Benoit Hamon or Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the far left leader, or should they vote for Macron and play interference and avoid a possible round two with Le Pen, Marine Le Pen and François Fillon? Now, more and more people in the Socialist Party are turning their support towards Emmanuel Macron, enthralled by his, quote, centrist glamour, but also because he's increasingly looking like the best choice to fend off the right and far-right candidates. Macron has clearly understood this. In its editorial, Libé calls him a zebra, saying no one knows if he's, quote, blue with pink stripes or pink with blue stripes. In fact, Macron and his political chameleon strategy may be working too well for him. That's what the street paper 20 Minutes says on its front page. Too well, because Hollande's allies are backing him, and they're starting to sort of embarrass him because he's really and it's starting to interfere, especially with his desire to be the candidate of change, this sort of new candidate.
You mentioned Marine Le Pen there, the far-right candidate. She's pretty pleased with her campaign so far too.
Well, it's going well for the most part, Stuart, but she's had to deal with some rogue National Front members like Benoit Loilet. He was suspended from the party yesterday because of comments he made in a TV report in which he said that he didn't think that there were, quote, that many mass deaths during the Holocaust. Libé explains that the suspended member was from a far-right fringe group supporting the National Front Party. But indeed, it really reveals the difficulties that Le Pen is facing in her campaign. She's gone to great pains to sort of make her party appear more democratic, shake off her party's former anti-Semitic image. But incidents like this could prove damaging to her campaign.
Let's move on to something different. Front page of Le Croix newspaper. They're talking about a survey, aren't they?
A survey about how much French people like their jobs. According to the Catholic paper La Croix, 77% of respondents said they like their jobs.
Pretty high.
That's quite high. Yeah. 59% even enjoy their jobs, and 57% are proud of their work. The survey was carried out by a major union in France, looking into the relationship French people have with work. Now, speaking of French people who might be proud of their professional achievements, let's look at the front page of L'Équipe, the sports paper. L'état de grâce, a state of grace, if you like. Monaco is on cloud nine. They beat Manchester yesterday. They're off to the quarterfinals now. They're the only French team left in the Champions League. Monaco, L'Équipe says, were just as we dreamed they would be, calling them magnificent and courageous.
Good, well done to Monaco. Staying in France, French researchers, they found a new treatment that fights AIDS. This is the Huffington Post.
Well, the fight is getting more effective in combating AIDS, in prolonging the life of HIV sufferers. But French researchers may have found a way that could one day pave the path to a possible cure. HIV positive people take virus suffering, basically drugs that kind of suppress their viruses, and they have to take it for the rest of their lives because the virus can reemerge at any time thanks to white blood cells that are called reservoir cells that essentially hide the virus. Now, French researchers have managed to pinpoint these white blood cells, these elusive cells, and they're hoping that they're building on 6-year research and hoping one day to find therapeutic cures.
And story of the day from Dipty, a competition of another sort. We have found a winner yesterday in France's National Burger Cup. I knew you'd be thrilled.
His name is Vincent Bocara, and his Black OG burger was named the best burger in France. You see it
really
there.
Is black. Yeah.
It really is black. It was crowned best burger at the sandwich show that really exists in France, Stuart. His creation is made from bread that's blackened with vegetable-based carbon. It's really the burger for foodies. It's sort of a street food type of meal. But it's also for those who want to avoid too much grease. It was inspired by Bocara's travels to Japan, Thailand, and Singapore. The secret is in the sauce, 20 Minutes says, a homemade barbecue sauce, get this, with Japanese herbs doused in Jack Daniels.
Oh, excellent. That looks very, very nice.
Maybe they were drunk.
Yeah, maybe they were. Looks great, though. Well done to him on the win. Thank you very much, Dipty. Next half hour, focus today, how workplaces are dealing with the question of religion in the workplace. That after a French centre-right politician said one of the reasons a huge car plant on the outskirts of Paris was shut down was religion, particularly Islam. Highly controversial comments, of course. We talk about them in Focus.